I'm Fatima.
And I'm Sean.
And we are
Powerful Creators.
1, 2, 3, recording, and here we are for the second episode of Powerful Creators podcast. Hey, Sean.
Hey, Fatima, and greetings, everyone.
Yes, greetings. So, how are you, Sean?
I'm fantastic, Fatima. It's been a great week. Lots of things done. Feel very productive, and can't wait to get back to our listeners.
Same here. We had a wonderful first episode speaking about affirmations and the what if game and ease, flow, and joy.
Exactly, Fatima. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed our very first podcast. I will definitely remember that always. It's super awesome.
And so that's interesting because after the episode, we still kept speaking. We just can't stop
I
speaking.
know.
And after we spoke, or after the episode, we were thinking of those people that can't feel ease, flow, and joy right away, right, Sean? Because for me, for example, it's easy. I just feel it because I practice it. But some people didn't practice yet. They are starting now, and we have some ideas for them.
Absolutely, Fatima. I'll share a little bit of my story. And when I first started my journey in learning these secrets, if you will, I think they're open. They're out in the world. It's a matter of putting these things together in a way that's meaningful for each person. And I feel really great that this podcast is going to do that for others. But at some point, I think in all of our lives, we're not able to reach ease, flow, and joy. We might be in really frustration along the scale of emotional feelings, and maybe we're even in a depression. And so the things that cause the frustration, depression, if we feel like that our thoughts are producing more of those type of thoughts and those type of experiences, the thought from depression to ease, flow, and joy is a big jump. So what would you suggest that we do to maybe bridge that? Do you have any ideas for us, Fatima?
We always have many ideas, Sean. It's so hard to not have ideas. We are always, this looks like a fountain. But yes, it's a huge jump. And sometimes it's possible to do that huge jump because anything is possible when we set in our mind. But at the same time, sometimes it's harder for some people. And we always advise baby steps. And what will be a baby step? Just, for example, starting by noticing what are your dominant thoughts per day. And when you do that, you start analyzing that you are thinking things that are negative. And if you do a little switch just on your thoughts to something more positive, it already makes a huge difference in your day. Right, Sean?
Absolutely, Fatima. That really makes a difference, and you bring a really great subject to be aware of your thoughts. A lot of times, we're not even aware of our thoughts, and if our thoughts are very powerful things, we must be aware of them, and we must train them, and we really need to have the voice inside our head be a really good cheerleader and best friend for us. And so those are very important things.
Yes, you told me, and I never forgot this. This was one of you gave me so many best advices that it's hard to use the word best here, the best of the best of the best. It was when you told me your inner voice must be your biggest supporter, because sometimes we just stop doing things. We quit because our inner voice is saying, don't do it. You don't deserve. There are more people doing it. Why you are going to do it? Why should you do it? It's already someone else is doing. And this inner voice sometimes is tricky if we don't know how to first understanding your thoughts, and second, understanding your real inner voice, not your fear voice, but your inner voice.
I love that, Fatima. That's very, very well said. Your true inner voice. And I think we do have two voices. We have a fear voice, we have a doubt voice, but then we have that true inner voice that needs a little bit of help. Sometimes showing off and showing her head through the cloud or whatever it is that may be causing that to those thoughts to happen. Tell us a little bit more about how you developed your true inner voice.
That is very interesting, Sean, because what was coming to my mind was I did many things and they didn't work. So I thought, this is not working. I need to study what successful people are doing and try to do it for myself. And it's interesting because you see these real people, very successful, or Oprah, for example, and many others, that they didn't have that great friend or mom or family supporting them. Even on their job, they were not being supported. And I believe that if you don't train your inner voice to be your biggest supporter, what is going to happen is that you just go, I don't even know the expression for this, but you you just go down. You go into depression easily. So if we think what my best friend, what I would like my best friend to tell me, and that is your inner voice. What I would like to hear right now, and that is your inner voice. So your inner voice must be better than anyone
Very
you, because nobody than yourself knows what is best for you.
Exactly, Fatima. That's such great advice, and you're sharing part of your story. I know is gonna be very valuable and insightful for our listeners, and that is something that if you can't, I hate to use the word sell, but if you can't sell yourself on an idea, how can you sell someone else on that idea? If you can't sell yourself on the fact that you deserve some of the nice things in the world, then nobody's going to drop them in your lap. Very seldom that happens. I guess technically, theoretically, that could happen. But if you're not ready to accept wonderful things, even if they're delivered to you, you won't be able to keep them. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, Sean. And another thing that I was remembering now, because I also know a little bit of your story, and I was thinking we have very different stories. That is very interesting to the listeners right now, because I can see lots of people, they have a childhood without support. Some people didn't have support from the family, some people didn't have support in the school or in their jobs, and you 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 try to find, you get your own way to find this support from somewhere when you really want to do it, and you learn to say, I can do it, I can, even if no one believes in me, I believe in myself. And this is a work in progress with yourself that happens not from night to day, but when you really keep focused on your goals and on the things that you really, really, really want. Sean, I don't know if you want to share a little bit about what you did to work on your inner voice, because I feel you did a really great job.
Thank you, Fatima. And yes, of course, I'll be happy to share the way that first is discovery. The first thing, and it's such an important thing, Fatima, is to discover that makes a difference. Well, imagine if you had negative thoughts. Imagine if you went through the world with just negative things going through every day, and then you could discover that and you made the discovery that those things are important, that's important. The beginning of change is the beginning of your thinking. You must think better to have better. You must think better to allow better. You must discover your own optimistic outlook.
That's so cool. I love hearing you, Sean.
It's there's a lot of information in those few words,
Yeah.
but let's just say, for instance, you ask, and I'll be a little more specific about my story. At a young age, we all are bombarded. I mean, we look at the news and what's going on around the world. It's very, very amazing that the good things in the world are very rarely put on the news. And that's one of the reasons I'm so excited about this podcast is I want to bring some sunshine to everyone that's listening and be a bright spot in people's week. But back to my story, in that I realized at a young age, we had the choice. We can make a choice with our thinking, and how we think is very, very, very important to how we live. There's many people that are happy. There's many people that are unhappy, and they don't really know the processes of that. I was pretty excited to have discovered those processes. Um, I think we have a choice to be negative. We have a choice to be positive in our thinking and our emotions. And it's so important to let those emotions be your guide. If you have, feelings that are not super awesome, that's usually a good indication that what you're thinking about is not in alignment. So I'm a person that likes to feel good. I want to have wonderful thoughts. I want to think about all the things and adventures that I haven't had yet. And I love the way that makes me feel. So you have a guide in that your emotions, and we were definitely not the inventors of that. Um, Abraham Hicks does a really great job of elaborating more,
Hmm.
and they've written books on letting your emotions be your guide and that type of experience. But I before I even discovered outside, I just decided that I want to be a positive person. I want to be a happy person. I don't want to be unhappy. And then to realize how your thoughts build on all of that, it's pretty amazing. And one of the things we talked about on our last episode, Fatima, is ease, flow, and joy, and those are high level thoughts. If you are not quite at that high level, what one of the things that helped me bridge that gap and take those baby steps like you're talking about is just quieting my mind and meditating. Can you tell us a little bit about how you use meditation in quieting your mind and allowing the higher, better feeling thoughts in?
Yes. I'm very suspect because I love meditation with music more than anything else. I would say that music is like breathing for me, and we know how important it is the breathing meditation. It's one of the first that you should try. If you just let's just do a quick exercise. If you just inhale counting until four, and then you stop and you exhale, counting until four again, just to start, you are already going to slow down a little bit and slow down to your mind. You just do something like, let's inhale, one, two, three, four, stop, and exhale, one, two, three, four. And usually you take more time to exhale than to inhale. So I would say inhale four and exhale five, for example, or six, or you do it progressively. But this is just a start to slow down and like tell to yourself, to your inner voice, hey, stop the negative thoughts. I really want to be positive. I really want to think positive. And breathing is and this is very Buddhist, right? Sean, I think you know more about this than me, but it's very Buddhist to start by your breathing. If you control your breathing, you can control anything in your, right, Sean?
Exactly, Fatima. Breathing is something that we do without thinking, and it's a, it's very critical and essential to our lives, and something that is so innocent and genuine and wonderful just about the breath.
Yeah.
You can even just to get started with your breathing, you might even visualize and articulate in your mind, I'm breathing in ease, and I'm breathing out anything negative in my body is going out with my breath. So I'm naturally cleansing myself. Becoming a I'm becoming a more positive person just by my breathing, and that's so
Exactly.
awesome.
Exactly. That visualization tool is awesome. Visualizing everything going out when you exhale. So you start with something very, very simple that is your breathing that you can do by yourself, and then you start getting more tools. And what I do, because you asked me what I do is using music this way. I try to use the frequencies of music, the way I match each sound, how it makes me feel each mantra, and I just like match my breathing, my emotions with the music. And this is something that anyone can do. We don't need to speak. I know I'm speaking right now with a very calm voice, and that might make people feel calmer, but you don't need to just calm in a very zen way. You can hear a very uplifting music. Why not? And if you really want to calm down negative thoughts, maybe you are the kind of person that is going to hear a very uplifting music. Why not? We have so many singers, so many great vibes, and that is already a way of meditation also. Another thing that I really, really love is nature sounds. So if you go to the beach and you just hear the wave sounds, and don't tell me that you don't have a beach near, because I recorded a really cool wave sounds and they are available. So you can just hear with your headphones a really cool wave sound, or the rain sound, or the birds, or a fireplace. And just by hearing those soundscapes, if I can say like this, you just feel um, teletransported to another place, and you already feel different, and your thoughts are already different from 5 seconds ago.
Exactly, and your whole emotional level is lighter. Your whole being is lighter and easier, and that's such a wonderful thing. And what if we, I love the way you talked about how, maybe you weren't thinking quite beach, but you feel like more of a rock and roll song,
Mm-hmm.
and different things. You can even say in your breathing and whatnot, instead of ease, flow, and joy, there's 100 different things you could say. Hey, I'm learning some secrets that are going to help me in the future. I'm getting better and better. This is getting easier and easier. And what a cool mantra, and what a cool way to discover how to feel better with those thoughts.
Yes, Emile Coué was not sure if a psychologist or psychiatrist, but he was testing with his patients the affirmation every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. And he tested many different affirmations, but that one was a success. That one, he really saw many improvements in people's life. So I believe this one is the one you want to write down every day, in every way. I am getting better and better.
That's really amazing, Fatima. Thank you for shining light on that, because it's definitely something that anyone can use, no matter where you are on the scale of feeling good and feeling wonderful emotionally. You maybe not feeling super awesome, but that's really a great way to start. And every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. That's
And we
amazing.
are.
That's super.
And
We
we
are.
are.
That's right. I know we are. I know we are. It's wonderful. It's very, very wonderful to be a part of this co-creating process with you. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sean. Already excited for the next episode next week.
Yes, next week, Fatima, it's going to be a great episode. Can you share with the audience a little bit about what we're going to discuss next week?
Well, next week we are going to bring for the first time someone else's question. And I believe this question is going to be, I believe that whoever is listening to this episode right now is going to identify himself or herself with the question that we are bringing next week.
Awesome. I can't wait. I'm excited to hear about that. Can't wait to hear what that question is and discuss it, Fatima. Because you can.
You deserve.
And you are a powerful creator.